Will you make my dream come true? Ooh, 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 ooh. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Visual Residuals, starring yours truly, Mr. Goodviews. Today, we got a movie by the name of Kiss Shot, made in 1989, starring Whoopi Goldberg, Dennis Franz, David Marciano, Dorian Harewood, Tasha Scott, Charles Branklin, Richard DePel, Theodore Wilson, and a few other actors who are, probably short lived in the acting community. This movie is a pool movie. On We got another title, which is Kingpin, another great pool movie. This movie is more so not a movie theater headliner. This is more so straight to TV movie, or straight to VHS. It has Academy Award nominated actor line, I guess. It's a bunch of people who've gotten Academy Awards playing in this movie. But it's kind of odd to me that they always put Whoopi Goldberg in these single mother roles back then. But I mean, it does make her seem like a strong black woman, which is cool. I'm always cool for that. The strong black woman lead role. But you never go really wrong with Whoopi. I like Whoopi's movies, and I'm pretty happy with what she did in this film. The film starts off with her being in an accounting office. Seems as though she's like a clerk or accountant of types, and she's hacking into the system, getting more hours. Now, she's telling this to one of her friends who's sitting next to her that she got an extra hours for like overtime and is getting 126 extra dollars. But I think her friend told on her, because in the next section or the next scene, she's getting called into the office that she's not on the payroll anymore. Once this happens, she's not on payroll anymore. Once this happens, she has to try to find a job, okay? Previously, she was working at a diner that she was visiting with her daughter, eating in the previous scenes before she got fired, telling everybody, I make this job, I'm hot. She's thinking she's cool because she's got like a high-paying job. Well, she loses the job, and her friends are like, well, we can't give you any money, but you can work here again. We don't have any extra money, but you can work. So she gets her old job back at the restaurant and tells her daughter that, I know it looks crazy, but we're going to get the money. Don't worry. They have a house loan that they're losing. You figure out they have a house loan that they're losing, and it's $7,500 that she needs in order to save her house, because she's been borrowing and borrowing money but not being able to pay it back. And since she fucked up at work and they fired her, now she's working back at the diner trying to get some extra money, even though it's probably not going to be enough for her to pay for the $7,500 in time to keep her house from getting closed down. This gets to the point where she ends up going back to the country, or the old town she used to live in. Kind of seems like they live in New York. I'm not too sure which city it was. But let's just say she went back to the country to go visit her parents. Now, her daughter is a 13-year-old black girl named Tasha Scott. Her name in the movie is Jenny. Now, Jenny is pretty fucking smart. Through the first couple of minutes, you can tell that the way they talk to each other, it's on a similar level. It's like there's two adults talking. It's not really like she's talking to a kid. The only time you really notice in verbalese that she's a kid is there's certain things that she can't do just because she's her age. Now, if she could do it, it wouldn't seem as though she would be talking to her daughter in that situation, but her daughter seems smart enough to know things that she probably shouldn't know due to the fact that she's a single mother living in a big city. They go to the country. She starts talking to her mom. Now her mom is like, "Look, I don't have any money because I can't give you anything. The only person that has money is your father, and you're gonna need to go talk to him outside. Like he's outside, you need to go talk to him." This is also like the first time that the grandma is actually getting able to see Jenny, because Sarah, Whoopi Goldberg's character's name is Sarah. Um, this is around the first time she ever got to see her in about 13 years that she had the girl, because she left town. You get to find out that the dad doesn't want to talk to her because she got married, left town, and had a baby, and never came back or nothing. Didn't want no help. And she also got pregnant under her dad's roof, which happened to be a really, really, really Christian household. And he really wasn't having that. So when she left, he said, "You're gone, goodbye." He ended up not giving her the money. And when they're leaving, the mom gave her the rest of her stash money that I guess she's been saving for a long time, but that's all she had, and she gave it to Sarah's character, maybe that she could start it up. So while they're leaving on the road, she talks to her daughter like, "Hey, do I need to have any adult conversations with you?" And the daughter's like, "No, like I know everything now. You don't have to like talk to me like a kid. I know that they're mad because you got pregnant with me and then you got married." And she keeps saying that dad and her got married, but I don't think she got married. I think they just left because, yeah, maybe I wasn't paying attention to that, but I don't really understand where the dad went. But she did have a father and they did leave together. Um, Once she's saying that, she brings her to an old pool hall that she's going to because they're hungry, they're getting food. They start playing pool. Now they're playing nine ball, I believe, which is a form of pool where you put in the diamond. You have to count all the numbers down in order while you're playing in the pocket. And she's teaching her how to play. And meanwhile, while she's teaching her how to play, the daughter gives her the great idea of, "Hey, why don't you play for money?" And then she's like, "Why don't I play for money? I mean, I'm good at it and I know I could win. I could easily get some type of money." But she didn't know how she was going to get games. So she leaves and she goes to an old bar that she used to go to that's being held up by a dude named Billy. And she goes talk to Billy. Billy's like, "Where the hell have you been for all these years? You disappeared after you had a baby." And she's like, "I know, but I need money. I lost my job. I'm working at the diner. I need some extra cash, and I need 7,500 in about 2 months, or my ass is grass." And he's like, "Well, I can't get you anything because the last time we did this, you up and left, so I don't know about that, right?" And then he's like, "Well, let me actually do this for you because you've been a good friend to me back then, and I remember you coming in here and you always did me right, so I'll help you out." So he starts getting her short games, and she's winning. She started over a week or two. She's starting to win these little short games, and she's cutting heads. Like she's actually playing really good, and she's bringing money back home. She's still spending time with her daughter, and that's another thing. This whole movie shows a lot of her being a single mother, but it's not her just being a single mother. She's actually taking a lot of time out to still hang out with her daughter and go see movies and stuff. But you start to see that she's taking pool a little bit more seriously, and her daughter understands, but you can see it's kind of waning on her a little bit, having to go back to the diner and having to go to the diner couple's house every night after she wants to go play pool and win all these money. But she knows at the end of the goal she needs to stay in that so they can keep the house. So she's playing, and it gets to the point where she wants more money. She's tired of these $20-$30 games. She wants hundreds. Like she's trying to get some big bread. So she meets this guy named Max Fletcher. Now Max Fletcher comes in with a guy named Rick Powell. Rick Powell is this hotshot agent, looks like a house realtor type of young guy, probably fresh out of college, but he's a hotshot pool player. Billy hooks him up and hooks them up, but they set a wager under the bottom, thinking that they can make some extra cash because he wants to pay for like $300 and she's cool with it. So they start playing. Now she beats the shit out of Rick, and that night, once Max sees that she's actually the truth and everything that other people have been saying about her is true, he wants her to join his team. So he fires Rick and he hires Sarah. And this is for the big bucks. She's not playing $20, $30 games anymore. Each game now is 150 plus, pretty much. And she's on a roll. She keeps playing, but while she's playing, you could tell that Dennis likes that type of vigor, but since it's a girl, it's attracting him a little bit more, and he's talking to her more subtle and subtle throughout the scenes, and you could see him slightly getting breaking down because she's such a strong black woman that it's radiating onto him, and even though he's trying to act like a stickler, hotshot money grabber, he still is starting to grow a bit of a heart towards her because she's so ambitious, and he likes the feeling and the rush of the goal that she has to offer. Now, he doesn't tell her this, but you could obviously see in his eyes that he actually kind of likes her. Even though he likes her, she really doesn't show much affection towards him, but she does show him that, hey, I still am a friend and I won't let you down. Now, he starts bringing her to more games and she's still winning. He brings her to a certain game to where she's caught behind pretty much like a gang altercation. He got her a game playing a Mexican, like a Latino motorcycle gang. She ends up playing these dudes and wins and beats this dude in front of all his friends, and all his friends kick his ass pretty much. So after she leaves by herself and goes to the car, and once she gets in the car, they come up there and they hold her up by knife point. That's when Mr. Captain Savaho drives up. Mr. Franz comes up, and he's like, hey, you guys get down, but it's a fake gun. And they don't know that, but they end up running because they're scared. He shows her it's a pool cue, tells her he has another job. Pretty much another game, but for a lot of money. This one's millionaires, and she needs to wear into something nice. So she said okay, and she's not going to let him down. And especially after that moment when he saved her, she definitely doesn't want to let him down. So they go to this millionaire's house. And once they go to the millionaire's house, the first dude she sees is this tall, black, pretty much handsome looking dude at the door. She gives him a little bit of money and tells him, hey, everything's going to be good. Here's my jacket. And tells him to leave because she thinks that he's the bellhop. Usually black people in those days, if they're in a millionaire's house, they're obviously going to be the help, and she thought he was the help. So she ends up talking back to her boss, which is pretty much her like pool jockey, and that's Max Fleischer, and she talks to him and is like, so who am I playing? Because he had told her that the millionaire just likes to play for fun, but he plays big money, and it's pretty much like a charity event for him, and he likes the thrill. So come to find out, the millionaire is actually the black dude that she put the money in his pocket at the beginning, thinking that he is the help. So while they're playing each other, this game is for a lot of money, and she ends up losing because she keeps batting eyes at this dude because she thinks he's handsome and didn't think that he'd be a millionaire, and now she's smitten. And this causes jealous eyes towards Max because he obviously likes her and has been doing all this stuff in the background in all these hood clubs. And it seems like, oh, so Kevin's just because he's a millionaire, he can walk up here and just steal her from me. And I've been putting in all the work, right? And he's like, what the fuck? You just lost me a lot of money. She's like, I don't know what got over me. He's like, I know what got over you, that dude. Ever since you walked in here, you've been giving him googly eyes. What the fuck? I like this movie. The timing is really good. Like they hold no bars. It's an hour and 27-minute long movie. It's a pretty long movie, but every action and everything that they put in this movie seemed to play through pretty good. Yeah, so it gets to the point where she's playing this dude and she's like, what the fuck? So he's like, can I get a date with you? And she's like, no. She disappears. He goes on a streak for like 2 weeks trying to find her and ends up popping up at her job, the diner. And she's like, what the fuck? She tells the woman who owns the diner, hey, that's the millionaire I played against. And she's like, wow, he's handsome. You should go after him. She's like, nah, I shouldn't. She's like, yeah, you should. He's a fucking millionaire and you have a daughter. You should probably go after him. And she's like, yeah, maybe you're right. So they start talking a little bit. He ends up convincing her with his charm that he's a good guy and he's looking for fun and he understands that she has a daughter, but since he's a millionaire, it shouldn't scare him that much. So they start talking. They start going on little dates, but he starts popping up to her games while she's playing and she starts losing. And that's when, again, Max is like, what the fuck? You're losing money, man. Why you keep losing money? This shouldn't. You can't keep doing this. He needs to go. If he doesn't go, I'm done talking to you. So it got to the point where she lost another game. He's losing money overall. He cuts her off. He's like, dude, I'm done. You keep losing because your boyfriend's here, and he pretty much tells her, I know you like him. I mean, you like him, and you knew I liked you, and you're not gonna do nothing about it. So this is done. I'm done. Like, I knew what it was, but I just didn't want to take it for granted. But now you're losing games and I'm losing money, so you're out of my life. He ends up going back with Rick, right? And now she's playing these short-handed games because she can't get anything. She goes back to Billy getting these short-handed games, and then that's when she stops. She pretty much. Her daughter pretty much doesn't like this dude because they're dating and stuff, and she doesn't want another man in their life because it's not her dad. And even though he is rich, she's not entertaining it because she already told her mom that she doesn't want her dating anything. She needs to focus on the house, and her mom's not even to focus on the house because she lost some money. So now she needs some more money. She ends up playing against Rick again. Now Rick puts up 2,000. She puts up some more money. They end up having a lot. She ends up playing Rick and she loses that fucking game. And she has to suck her up and tell her daughter that she lost most of the money. Now her daughter's like, you did all that pool playing and got almost all the money, and you're sitting here telling me that you just lost it again? What else could you do? I don't even care. Which shows a lot that her daughter is tired of her antics, but in truth, she can't do nothing, and her mom does treat her well, so she does, and she knows nothing other than what life she has, so she's gonna keep with her mom's shenanigans. After she loses the money in this game, Max tells her there's another fucking chance. He knows that she's losing the money. He knows that there's no chance. This is the last chance she's going to get. And the chance is a pool tournament that he knows she could win because she's played both of the highest playing other players in the city at this point. At every pool hall, all the big betting money dudes want to play. She might as well join and try to see if she can win some money because he knows that she's close to the goal. Well, she enters the race, And who's in the race? Yours truly, Kevin Merrick, right? Now, before this happens, she goes back and tries to get with Kevin. I almost forgot this part. She tries to go get with Kevin, but after she's been postponing dating him and stuff since she's been losing all them games and stopped talking to him because she wanted to win more games, he ended up fucking somebody and she came to the house and knocked on the door and a woman came to the door and she's like, what the fuck? That gave her more drive to win because now at this point she lost all that money to Rick and she just lost her man to another dude. And it's not her. It's not his fault. I'm kind of with him on this one because when she was sitting right there, she could have told him, "Hey, this is why I can't be with you right now. You make me too nervous at the game." But she just went the route, "I'm done cold turkey talking to you." And he's like, "I'm a fucking millionaire. Of course I'm gonna have a woman in my house. Like, what are you crazy?" But yeah, she ends up in the pool tournament, and when the pool tournament goes, she gets to the top bracket. Rick and Kevin have to play each other. Kevin beats Rick because she tells him how to play, but during one of the sessions and breaks, he goes and tries to talk to Tasha Scott's character, Jenny, the daughter, to try to get in her head a little bit to make her mom say something, and she's like, "Me and my daughter are cool. Of course she's going to tell me what happened." She ends up winning the pool tournament, and then after that, you see her drop the money on the table of the tax collector. But after she does that, she comes outside and she gets in the car with Kevin, and you find out that, yes, even though at the end she did all that and was trying to stay away from Kevin, even though Kevin was still trying to do the right thing and he kind of fucked up by talking to somebody else but kind of didn't. She went back with him because not only, even though Dennis Franz's character, Max Fletcher, was a good dude, one, he's not a millionaire. Two, he was short and white and he was an alcoholic coming off of a divorce. If that wasn't happening and he was a pretty decent guy and had a little bit of money going with her, she would have actually went for it because, to be honest, Tasha Scott, the little daughter, she actually liked the company of Max Fletcher more than she liked the company of Kevin Merrick. But it seems like the only reason she kind of went back into that is because she cares about her mom so much that she's cool with her mom's decision on staying with Kevin, and she knows that her life would at least be good instead of having to worry about the backward tension of not having enough money for the house. But it is good the fact that her mom gained some strength and self-character and discipline to the fact where she actually made the money and paid it off and still has some, and hopefully she keeps the money in the future from what you would think that you would have in your mind. But other than that, I really don't have too much bad things to say about this movie. It's pretty long, but it's good. It's pretty wholesome. It's got some. It's a solid movie. It's not the greatest, but you can see why it's direct to video. It's definitely something they would play on like A&E or the Hallmark Channel. But again, pretty good movie, and I think you guys should check it out. This has been a visual residual, and I'm Mr. Goodviews. Peace out, y'all.